Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Rest in peace, Marshawn Nealon. Apparent suicide. I'm going to read from the Frisco PD media release. A man was found deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound following an outside agency vehicle pursuit that led to a multi-agency search in Frisco on November 5th, 2025 at approximately 10:39 p.m. The Frisco police responded to assist the Texas Department of Public Safety in locating a vehicle that had evaded troopers during a pursuit that entered the city of Frisco. After losing visual of the vehicle, troopers located it minutes later, crashed on the southbound Dallas Parkway near Warren Parkway. Initial reports indicated the male subject that later identified as 24-year-old Marshawn Nealon of Plano, Texas, fled the scene on foot. Officers established a perimeter and initiated a search of the area assistance of Frisco PD, K9, and drone units. During the course of the search, officers received information that Nealon had expressed suicidal ideation. Nealon was later located at 1:31 a.m., deceased with what had appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The cause, manner of death will be determined by the Collin County Medical Examiner's Office. At this time, no further details will be given. As the investigation remains ongoing, our heartfelt condolences to the Nealon family and friends. If you know someone who is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Please call or text the Suicide Crisis Lifeline at 988. You are not alone. I need a moment. Things like this let you know that life is bigger than football. There's a pair of young parents, younger than me, grieving the loss of their son, which I know that feeling very well. There's a whole fan base that just lost a playmaker who had the game of his life Monday night, and a girlfriend that just lost her lover. So don't come at me. I'm being soft about this. Don't go to social media saying he bitched out, because you don't know what this young man was thinking. All the Lions news means nothing to me right now. That family's health and well-being means most. Stuff like this affects me way more than the average. I agree, JB. This is difficult. He's from my neighborhood. This is a kid that if I had been 10 years younger, we would have been playing ball in the street. Amen. Yeah, it's stuff like that. there's a whole community out there in the Wyoming Grand Rapids area that's mourning the loss of this young man. Uh, a great MAC player for Western Michigan University and the Broncos. Uh, I believe he was MAC Defensive Player of the Year that year. Somebody that we brought in twice for the All Michigan visit, and then also for one of our 30 visits. My condolences to all of you that were close to him. Remember, I did a profile on that kid coming out of the draft. I wrote about him. I wanted him to be a Lion, but we didn't get him. Calvin Shepard released a statement about how much he liked that kid in that draft, and his condolences go out to his friends and family. So that just goes to show you, even our own coaches. Even our own coaches care about the guys that we don't even draft. Um, and I had good news. Wingo's back at the facility working out with everybody. Um, LSU alum of Miles Frazier, they were hamming it up because they actually went to the same fraternity and joking around in the locker room, in the weight room and stuff. Paschal is back. Wingo coming back. We've got so much coming back healthy right now. Just off of the injury report yesterday alone. Yes, there were 5 guys out. One of them was pushed to the IR, so Ty Summers was elevated to the active roster. Thanks, Trace. Yeah, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. 100%. I'm going to get an Elam. Probably a Western Michigan jersey, though. I just, I don't know. But I am going to get an Elam. No, nobody's coming for me. That's not it. Nobody's coming after me. Good evening. Good morning, Ralph, or afternoon. That day here in Michigan. But here are the people who did not practice yesterday: Taylor Decker, Kirby Joseph, Pat O'Connor, Panay Sewell, and Dan Skipper. Um, it is up in the air whether Decker or Sewell comes back. Skipper has been not practicing a lot because he's had this back issue for a while. He usually plays, but he's usually in rotation. Here's who came back to practice: Frazier from the Pup, Paschal from the NFI. We got Paul Jones and Ricky Saccad in the chat, and I haven't even turned the right soundboard on. Give me a second, guys. This is for you guys. If you haven't heard or you've been under a rock, Marshawn Nealon was found at 1:30 a.m. by Frisco Police Department. He evidently committed suicide. It appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It is an ongoing investigation, so it could be something more of foul play. But the fact that his hometown police department and it traveled through Frisco, which is where the practice facility for the Cowboys is, and he crashed his car and ran on foot and then committed suicide, and they found letters in his car saying that he had been thinking of suicide, handwritten. It's bad. It's bad. One of our own Michiganders from the Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Michigan area. But anyways, here are the guys that returned to practice: Miles Frazier, Josh Paschal, Craig Reynolds, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jacob Saylors, Grant Stuard, Jerry Arnold, Ty Summers, and Daniel Thomas, who was just uh, brought back as well. Also, the Lions are asking on December 4th versus the Cowboys that it be a whiteout. If you have anything white that has Lions on it, whether it's jerseys, t-shirts, whatever, wear that. They want it to be a whiteout. I think they want to confuse the Cowboys because they'll be wearing their away white. It's a sad, sad day in the NFL. I seen somebody say on one of the NFC North chat posts about it. Oh, trust me. I know it can be hit easily. I try not to hide mine anymore. It almost killed me back in 2016 due to a heart attack. So I leave my feelings on my sleeve. You can see my feelings in my face. You see my tears run down my face. When I'm sad, I'm sad. I don't hide it. Calvin Shepard called him when he visited a special kid. Um, he owes my condolences with his family and loved ones and everybody involved. This is horrible, guys. I don't care what anybody says. It's horrible when somebody commits suicide because all the questions get left with the family. So we have a lot of people coming back, and that's great. We did sign an O lineman to the practice squad because we've lost people due to injury. It sucks what happened to Mahogany, but you know what? And I'll say it again. I would rather the worst of it happen now in the at the middle of the season than wait for it at the end. Your team can be better prepared. Uh, that- I don't know how much longer I'll be able to go on today because this is affected me deeply, a lot deeper than anybody can realize. And it's not because I knew him, but I know what his parents are going. You know, and when the news came out that he passed and nobody knew what it was, did I make jokes with personal friends? Yes. And I feel awful for it because it ended up being exactly what I thought. For some reason, we are not live into the Huddle app today, even though it says I'm there and connected. So if Mike or Ken the Bear fan or Ken Catalone are out there talking, uh, check into that, find out why it's not going live into the Huddle Network. So I did my moment of silence. I went over the news. I don't talk much about it, but I've struggled most of my life with depression. I have a history of mental breakdown. Luckily, I got the help I needed at the time to get me back to having a clear head. Amen. Um, So if you're out there, hey, what's up, Ken?
What's up there, JB?
We're the Huddle app isn't going live.
Getting it. Yeah, we had issues in the morning.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
Horrible hearing about what happened with Marshawn Nealon.
Yeah.
And I said personally, with a few friends that I know that has just as dark humor as me, I made jokes. But when it came out as though what it was, I'm not going to make those jokes live on the air
Yeah.
because they were awful. Give it a week.
Yeah.
Give it a week, and I'll
Hey,
be back to
what's
my
up?
normal self. But this hits hard.
Oh,
You know the story of why I started here and why I started doing this those years ago, and it hits a little too close to home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've lost a couple friends myself to that kind of situation to a degree. Granted, we don't know his full situation with it since it's starting to come out now, but
Well, they said they found suicidal ideations in his vehicle after they found his body outside the vehicle.
oh,
Uh, before we knew what he died of, I'm gonna clarify this now. I made a few jokes.
yeah,
One with Ken, one with Ricky Seacott, and one with my former co-host and occasionally guest Dan Leonard, because those are the three people I make those jokes with. Because we all have that sick, twisted sense of humor ourselves.
mm-hmm.
And then when it came out, all of us were like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, the jokes are all fun and grand, but when there's some truth to the jokes, it's
Yeah. And we don't know if that was why,
well, oh,
but
yeah,
but I do have a inkling, especially after the great game he had Monday night. The next day, that guy's off the team. The
yeah,
next day, he's gone. It's kind of a correlation. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that's what it was, but
yeah.
it
I
is what it is.
I just wonder with the police pursuit there if there was something that came about beforehand that
I think he left a note at home and drove off.
okay that would be the less worse outcome of what I'm imagining.
No, I believe because they said that it was the Department of Well-being Services that was looking for him first and
Okay.
followed his car. Then the police department got involved and they lost the car. And then they found him crashed outside of Frisco on the side of the parkway.
Gotcha.
It could have been CTE, but I don't want to say that because this guy was like making his intentions known. It was written out. There was letters at home and in the car and everything else, which tells me it may have been going on a lot longer than just the last couple of days. And then maybe what I joked about was the catalyst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very well could be that straw that broke the camel's back situation. That
Right,
this guy could have been fighting this for the majority of his life.
right. Because we don't know how long he's been either depressed or going through this. And I don't
Mhm.
want to joke about that because
Yeah.
depression is very real. Hell, I deal with it every day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you.
But that's why I have the sense of humor I do.
Again, I hear you.
And I can make jokes like that and not feel bad about it at the time I did it. But then you see this type of news come out and you go, man, I'm a fucking dick.
Yep. Yep. Oh.
So I'm trying to alleviate my depression right now by talking about it.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, one of my favorite phrases whenever I'm massively frustrated are starting to get in the depressive mood because I can't help but laugh after I say it, no matter what. That's rough. That's elephant making love to a cat rough.
Ooh,
Every
That's
time I
beyond
say
rough.
that, I know shit's going down. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna. Yep.
that must be your woman in the background. I hear.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, I'm
Man,
JB.
what morning.
The only Lions fan he gets along with for the most part.
I was gonna say I like Bistrilla too.
I said for the most part.
Oh.
But Bistrilla will be on tomorrow because we do our show on Friday,
Mm.
and there'll be a little bit more Lions news. And Trace says, "Yeah, Ken is pretty awesome."
Hey, well,
Hey.
thank you.
In case you haven't heard it, I'm gonna put the banner up again. I can't look at the picture again because I'll might break down again. But rest in peace, Marshawn Lynch. Why did it say Lynch? But auto-corrected. Marshawn Nealon. Marshawn Nealon was found dead at 1:39 a.m. after a police search in Frisco, Texas. Western Michigan grad, Mac Defensive Player of the Year that year. He entered the draft, if I remember right. He had like an insane amount of sacks that year. Let me see. He had the highest pressure rate of anybody in college football that year.
Oh, no shot.
Damn.
Wow, you know, I don't know how big this is.
Hmm.
When you search Marshawn Nealon, his Wikipedia doesn't even come up first.
Ooh.
He was originally considered a 2-star recruit going into the draft until after the combine, and how he got all the way into the second round and picked at 56. There, finally. Yeah, he got all of his sacks his last year at college, but during his career from 2019 to 2023, he had 149 tackles and 12 and a half sacks.
Oh, holy
His
shit.
senior year, he had 12 and a half sacks and was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year that year. You know who else came out that draft? Sauce.
Mm.
It was him and Sauce for Player of the Year because of the sack. He won it.
Oh, no shot. Speaking of Sauce, I still can't believe that the Jets were able to get 2 first-round picks out of him.
Especially how bad he's played the last 2 years. His rookie year, he was amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Going over that too. I have something for the Lions fans to get happy about. The first 4 weeks of the season, all we heard was how bad Terrion Arnold was in coverage. Correct? Even you guys made jokes about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know the last 4 weeks what the QBR is against him? 38.1.
There you go.
It's the second best among all active cornerbacks in the NFL in that time. There we go. In high school, he had 110 tackles, 8 sacks on defense, 20 receptions for 330 yards, and 5 touchdowns on offense. He played linebacker and tight end in high school.
Wow.
And I don't know.
We don't know if it is because I want to see how he plays on the field for the Colts.
Yeah,
He may have been in that I need the out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that the Jets defense wasn't doing him any favors, and now switching over here to the Colts, it might allow him to play a little bit more like the sauce we saw coming into the league.
And out of college, yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen with the Jets the past couple of years, it almost didn't matter who was there. You were pretty much sucking no matter what. Hey there, broski.
Good to see you, broski. It's sad to hear about Marshawn Nealon. It is. But Miles Ranger, I'm going to talk about the people who came back from off of IR and PUP and NFI. You know who's all back in the house this week? Miles Frazier, Josh Paschal, Mehki Wingo, and Dan Thomas, the safety we drafted that had the broken forearm. They all returned to practice this week.
Oh, nice.
And then Mehki Wingo is actually in there working out in the facility again. So that means he's coming back.
Sure.
And you hear all that and you start thinking about it, and then you go, well, maybe those injuries earlier aren't as bad as they seem right now. Just when you hear that all these people, because everybody said, even though he was a 5th round pick, he should have been a 2nd rounder and was a plug and play starter at guard. And he's back in the building. Miles Frazier. Even you said that when he came out of LSU. You were like, wow, you guys, that was your steal of the draft. I remember you saying that.
Oh, yeah.
And Hassanin started working out, which means he's going to be coming back soon, which that's more depth into that DE/DT room. So, things are coming around. Instead of getting hurt late and missing them at the end of the season, they got hurt early and they're coming back mid-season. And that's the difference between this season and last season for me. That may be, but the man's a warrior and keeps playing. And isn't horrible, but he isn't great. He's just good anymore because of his age. And I admit it where it is. But if the interior O-line doesn't play well, he doesn't play well. It's been that his entire career. Because you remember Graham Glasgow's rookie season, his 2nd year, when Glasgow was a left guard and Tyler Swanson was healthy at center, and we had your bum that you got rid of, Ricky Wouters at right tackle. Glasgow was playing great next to Decker, and Ricky Wouters was so bad they moved him to the other side, and then Decker fell apart, and you realize, oh man, it's the guard, not the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. Because Rasheed Walker, who I really like, has been massively up and down this year, but that's because the guard next to him, Banks, has played sometimes, other times has not. So you don't know what you're getting out of the guy next to you. I can understand why, you're having a bit of a down year.
But I heard something interesting in the after presser. The one with the media, not the one they show on TV, the one where they let the reporters talk to Dan Campbell. And he said something key. And he said it after all 3 losses. And he said something very specific about it after. All 3 games he talked about miscommunication, and he finally went into detail about it. He goes, and I don't mean just between the players. I'm talking about at the top of us coaches. We all got to get on the same page. So, yes, there are some growing pains, as we expected, through the midway point of the season with this team. They're also right where I predicted they'd be after 8 games. I said they'd probably be 5-3. Now, granted, I didn't expect the losses to be who they lost to. But the 3 losses are still there. The 5 wins are still there. Because you can't, I'm not discounting the wins because your schedule is who you're given. You don't make your own schedule. It's not like college football where you can say, hey, I'm going to get 3 cupcakes this year. It depends on what division you play if you get 3 cupcakes or not anymore.
Oh, hell no. But shit, with the way this year's been, your cupcake games are the ones that are screwing you.
And same with you.
That's what I'm saying. Across the league in general.
After this weekend, do you realize out of all 32 teams, it's a full circle that everybody's been beaten by somebody they shouldn't have been.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Mm-hmm. It really makes me start to wonder, you know how we got an FBI investigation into the NBA and we got one currently going on in the UFC? Man, it makes you wonder if there's a little extra hands in some of these other professional sports.
What's up, Broski?
Gentlemen, how you doing today?
What's
Good.
up?
Yeah, man, just wanted to call in and chop it up with you guys a little bit, talk some football. Yeah, man. What's the word on this this Commanders game, man? You guys are gonna be rolling with Penei Sewell and Decker?
I think we're going to have them both. By what they're saying, it's more of rest right now than it is because of injury. And also, when I hear about what's going, if you look at the stats, they're 25th against the run and they're 29th versus the pass. That's not a good combination on defense.
No. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to get that running game back on track this week. And honestly, like, you should be able to spank them. Even if Dan Skipper ends up starting at one of the tackle spots, like, you guys should be able to beat them up.
Right. And that's the thing. They zone blitz every play last week, practically. I think they had like somewhere around an 80% blitz rate, which is the highest the Vikings have ever done. But they kind of had to because they finally had all their guys healthy at the same time.
I hear that. Yeah, the skins aren't working with much right now, man. They're not working with much.
Yeah, and I mean, Musgrave is a good tight end, and they have a lot of faith in him. But he's absolutely not Tucker Kraft. There's very few guys like that just out there, period. So it's going to be a step back. It's just how much of a step back.
I'm going to say right now with how he's played through this season, I'm going to add this guy in there. And I don't think George Kittle and Travis Kelce are in the top 5 anymore. I have it as Brock Bowers when he's playing, Tyler Warren. Sam Laporta, now that he's actually healthy and playing good, looks like the Sam Laporta we had his rookie year because he's had 3 straight games with a touchdown. And Colson Loveland, the way he played the last game, if he continues to play, he may bump himself into that top 10.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got to continue.
But Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, when you're good, you're good. And, you know, Broski's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Kmet needs to just get out of the way. That's why, like, I've been saying it since the offseason. He's not going to be on the team next year. He's just not. Like, Loveland's actually, here's the thing. Loveland's actually proven to be a better blocker than Kmet this season already as well. So he's definitely more nimble, more agile out there, and he's a better blocker. It's like, okay, you're the starting tight end.
I like him better when he blocks in space than when he's up against the line. Up against the line, it's a little less than desirable. But you know what? There are 11 teams that are giving up a 27% or just under pressure rate. The worst one is the Commanders. They're at 28. But the Bears, the Lions, the Vikings, all of us are hovering around 25 to 26% for pressure rate against us. That's not saying sack. That's just the pressure that gets to our quarterback. So all of that, but that's way better for the Bears than they had last year because it was at a 38% rate last year.
Yeah, I mean, so I was actually going to, JB, just like talk to you a little bit about one of the things last year I really didn't understand about like what Lions fans would say and about their wide receivers. And I kind of see what's going on now with the Bears. Like when they kept talking about how their wide receivers can block and all this shit. And I'm like, who care? I don't care if they can block. They're a wide receiver. It doesn't matter. One thing I can honestly say about the Bears wide receivers, and this goes for DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Zacchaeus, okay, they all got much better at blocking, and they're all blocking very well. So that I'm going to chalk that one up to Ben Johnson. Yeah, there was definitely something to it, and I kind of see what people mean by that now, because when you actually see them wide receivers blocking the way they're blocking, it actually does stand out on film. And that's one thing I will not.
Right.
I gotta say I like about Rome.
North, or last year, the two teams that didn't block downfield last year for the running back, and I can name them for you, was the Vikings and the Bears. And now this year that you got somebody teaching that to the wide receivers, they're better at it. Our guys were already taught it, and Tesla knew it coming out of college, because that's one of the things they raved about. That's the only reason why he was considered an early day 3 pick before the combine, was because of his downfield blocking skills and his good hands. After the combine, when he ran what he ran and everything else, that's what bumped him into day 2. And it wasn't just the Lions interested in him.
Yeah, Ben Johnson made it perfectly clear when he got here. If you're a wide receiver and you're not blocking, you're not playing. And even though Rome had a terrible pass catching day last game, dude, he's their best blocking wide receiver, and he made some incredible blocks to seal runs and stuff like that, man. So,
well, look at his rookie year blocking downfield when he came back from his injury. Jamison Williams was running so fast that he was knocking linebackers and safeties out of the way for Gibbs and Monty.
Yeah, there actually is something to that that I'm seeing now.
Right. And that's why you get those explosive running plays. It's because your wide receivers and everybody is out there downfield further making blocks to stop the secondary tackle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Packers have been good at it. The Lions have been good at it. Now the Bears are good at it. If they could just teach Justin Jefferson to be a blocker downfield, guess what? The Vikings will be more dangerous.
Yeah, but do you really think Justin Jefferson's going to want to block?
No.
Okay.
Yep. And wide receiver blocking can be the difference on screens, or even when a running back breaks through the middle between 15 yards or a long TD run. Absolutely. That's basically what I just said.
Mm-hmm. That's why I love us getting Christian Watson back. Yeah, he's a very dynamic receiver and all that, but he is one outstanding blocker as a receiver.
And like Jamison Williams, he's not the biggest of frame. And what helped him is that he's going so fast. His speed helped him with his power downfield.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
I was getting at.
Well, that makes sense. But Ken, what do you? Oh no, go ahead, JB.
Bilty, come on, broski. Let's tell Ken how Packers need to burn those frickin' ugly uniforms from last weekend.
Oh yeah, those things are fucking hideous, man.
Everybody can talk shit about them as much as they want. I like the Acme Packer uniforms.
God,
hey, you want to know what? Ugly. The only uglier uniforms, and there's two. Number 2 is the Steelers Eastern State Penitentiary uniform.
Nah,
that
those are badass.
2 weeks ago. And then number 1 was the New York Giants bomb popsicle uniforms with the red and white and the yellow.
Oh my God.
JB, I looked those up after you told me about them yesterday. Yeah, they're very Marylandish, and they're just hideous.
The only way they could have made that look halfway decent was take the Delaware helmet that they stole from Michigan and paint it in blue and red and slap the white New York Giant logo on the side. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, Michigan had the winged helmet first, and then Delaware incorporated it. I'm shocked that you haven't seen any NFL teams that have like that shape of logo. You know who that would look good with? Honestly, the Texans. Just from the front, it would represent the horns. No wonder Packers lost to Carolina just because of those uniforms. Hey, I will tell you what, that satellite that revolved around Romeo Dobbs, that might have been why he couldn't catch a pass that day. Because that Guardian helmet with all that stuff on it, it looked like it had Sputnik going around it in orbit.
Hey, I don't care if that some bitch reaches out to the next galaxy. As long as that is what finally keeps his brains in his head, I'm cool with it.
Love you, Ricky. And it's for all you out there. Thanks for coming in. And the reason why I say thank you for coming in, because I was about ready to cut the stream short because this affected me a lot with Mark Van Dalen. Just because I know what it's like to be a parent who lost a child. I'm thinking of it from the parent side of things.
Yeah, that's a shame, man. 24 years old.
And my boy was only 3 years older when he passed away. So
yeah, man.
My heart goes out to him. I can't imagine what his girlfriend is going through right now, because I'm quite sure she's the one that called the police to get him involved in the search to begin with. But the Dallas Cowboy fan base is reeling because this kid was finally looking like the starter they wanted out of the second round.
Yeah, sure was, man. Like their defense too with that new addition. What is it, Quentin Williams or whatever from the Jets? I mean,
yeah, it's probably going to get better.
Yeah, D-line would have been looking nasty, but bigger things in football, and yeah, man, life is, dude. When you become like an old bastard like me at 48, it's like you hear people say your whole life is short, and then it's just like, dude, I'm 48, and like just growing up, all the people I knew like my age who died and stuff for a variety of reasons, and it's like, man, life is really short. Like, holy shit, it goes quick, man.
I'm 55, and I graduated with 80 other kids at Bentley. 15 of them are gone.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I lost a lot of my graduating class, too, whether it be suicide, drugs,
accident.
Yep.
So, love those that you love. Reach out to them, because you don't know who's struggling. And that one phone call might be the one that saves their life. But everybody can hide their pain with a smile.
Yep.
I hear that, man.
Yeah, he had that block punt that he returned for a touchdown. We're not just talking. That's like, for a defensive end / linebacker, that's like the play of a lifetime. A pick six or a block that leads to a touchdown. That's play of a lifetime for a young man in the prime of his career, going into the prime of his career, no less. He was only in his third season. Man, I still wonder what pushed him over the edge.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't want to jump to conclusions, but it seems like it stems from a police chase. So who knows what happened to lead to that police chase?
They found the police chase. I actually have the report right here in front of me from the Frisco PD. I'll read you exactly what was said. On November 5th, 2025, at approximately 10:39 p.m., the Frisco Police Department responded to a Texas Department of Public Safety well-being approach, locating a vehicle that had evaded troopers during a pursuit that entered the city of Frisco. So they already knew that he was not right. They were searching for him to stop him.
Okay.
Minutes later, it crashed southbound on the Dallas Parkway near the Warren Parkway. Initial reports that the male subject, later identified as 24-year-old Marshawn Nealon of Plano, Texas, fled the scene on foot. They established a perimeter, initiated a search of the area with the assistance of Frisco PD, K9, and drone unit. During the course of the search, the office received information that Nealon had expressed suicidal ideation. So they already knew that he was trying to commit suicide. Nealon was located at 1:31 a.m., 3.5 hours later, with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Cause of the death will be determined by the Collin County Medical Examiner's Office. At this time, no further details will be released as the investigation remains ongoing. And then they gave the suicide awareness 3-digit text and hotline if you need to call or text to get help, and said you are not alone, which is 988. So if you need that, if you are one of these people that are feeling that overwhelmed, please call that number. Call or text 988. Because they didn't find him until that time. The preliminary time of death is still considered November 6th, 1:30 a.m. That's until the autopsy's done and they do the liver temp to see how long he's been laying there.
And my heart goes out to his family because this has got to be super rough for them to deal with. But unfortunately, I got to hop off here and go get ready for the afternoon show.
Yep.
Thank you for having me on as always, JB.
Always. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, of course, man.
Because I was about ready to shut it down. I really was, because I was struggling. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you later on, JB.
Yep. Thank you, Ken.
Yep.
Later, Ken.
So, Broski, anything going on with the Panthers?
With the Panthers?
You're down there. You might hear no.
Oh yeah, no, JB, I go on Panthers podcast, man. Yeah, man, they're hoping that if they can, they're at home against the Saints this week, so the Tyler Shuck's starting at quarterback. It's one of those things. They're coming off that big emotional high, going into Lambeau and physically beating the crap out of the Packers, in my opinion. So you know how that works, man. College football, NFL, you come off such an emotional high, and then you come home and you're nice and content, and you think it's a layup win. But it's a division rival. Like throw the records out, man. I want to see how the Panthers come out and respond this week. I want to see if it's a dogfight or if they just come out and curb stomp the Saints. We'll see.
You talking about Quinnen Williams? They traded for him from the Jets. Yeah, I thought he was drafted to the Jets and played there his whole career. Broski, we still need to meet up, is what Will Vogue said.
Hey man, I'm in Valentine.
It is what it is. You know what? They didn't sign Williams. Williams wasn't a free agent. He was traded for it. They paid big to get him. Wasn't that a first rounder, a second rounder, and Mozzie Smith? Right? This year's second round, this year's first round, next year's second round, and Mozzie Smith is what they gave, correct? That's awesome, Fred. Was that not the trade, or was it just the first round?
Well, all right, JB. Listen, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna drop. Always a pleasure chatting with you. But yeah, man, we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Yep. All right. Have
All
a
right,
good
man.
one,
You take care.
my brother. Yep. I can, because Sam Darnold wasn't the problem. I don't know why it. Second round pick. And a 2027 first round in defensive tackle Mosley Smith. They also got Logan Wilson that day, so they're trying to shore up that defense. It's a rough morning today. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. I predict a 31-17 win over Washington. They have an awful run defense, and their pass defense isn't much better. We are still the second or third highest scoring offense in the NFL, and I expect that to continue. Have a great day, everybody.